Okay, actually, my reason for being here is very simple. I joined because I want to buy the product. And I want to buy the product because I believe the product, it really works. So instead of buying this product from other places or other people, if I want the product myself, then I have to join the MLM. So for me, it's very different. In most other MLMs, you join because you want to make a profit, you want to sell, you want to earn money. But when with the AFC, you can join because you want to get healthy, because you want to maintain your health. So it's very different from the other MLMs outside. I tell you a bit about my story. Most of the time, when you you attend an MLM, when someone invites you out, say, hey, let me share something something special, something new product with you. So most of the time, they are the ones telling you the product. They are the ones trying to give you all the information and try to get you interested. For me, it's the other way around. I joined under Grace, one of the Coreda now. Yeah. So my meeting with her was very different. When we met for the first time on Zoom, and after the introduction, then she said, okay, so let me start to tell you about the product. I say, you wait, you hold first, you let me tell you about the product. And then you tell me whether I'm correct or wrong. Because if I'm correct, the next thing I want to know is, how can I buy this product? But if I'm wrong, that's the end of it. I'm not going to see you again. So for the next 10 minutes, I am the one telling her everything I know about this product. And at the end of it, she said, this is exactly what she told me. Dr. Arron, I got nothing to say already. You say everything already. Yeah, so why it become like this? Because this product is very different. This product is something that I was looking for it. I was looking for it. I was researching into it. I was studying into it. And then I found it. And so this is why this product is very special to me. So that's the special thing about tonight's product, which I will try to share with all of you here, because this product is not something that you have to convince the doctor that it is good. But in reality, this is something that medically proves that it is good. And so doctors, actually, those who are interested in health and regeneration and not just making money, will actually be able to find this product and very easily get the price. I will share this with you in the LOP. Okay, so I begin. Okay, so I will start. So AFC, yeah, when we talk about AFC, for me, it is talking about cell regeneration and immunotherapy. Cell regeneration. So now the thing is a little bit about me that I did not share earlier during our chat with you. So my name is Dr. Arron. I'm working in primary care. I have been in primary care for the past 12 years. So primary care is what you know of as a clinic, general practitioner. So now the thing about clinics that a lot of people don't know is that actually our job is not to treat diseases. Our job is actually to do prevention, education, and to make sure that you remain healthy. So for example, if you are not well, you have fever, cough, cold, flu, you have high blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, by right, you are supposed to go to a hospital because a hospital is for treatment. But in Malaysia, everybody has gotten it wrong. They're all coming to the clinics. And in reality, if you feel you are well, if you think that you do not have any diseases, you are supposed to come and see me in primary care, because it is my job to screen you, to take blood, and to make sure that you are healthy. Because if I do screening Then only I can find out early stages and early signs of disease, and I can do early preventive methods and make sure that you maintain healthy. So in the 12 years that I have been in the clinics, I have been treating so many people for so many different types of chronic diseases, acute diseases. And the thing is this, I have always come across this same question. Doctor, can I get well? So chronic diseases such as heart disease, stroke, diabetes, did you know that being obese, being fat is also actually a disease? Lung disease, smoking, Alzheimer's, diseases that once you detect stays with you for a long time and slowly degenerates your body. And the thing is, I also manage acute diseases like sudden death, infections, heart attacks, infections, and recently now is the influenza, the avian flu is back, and it's affecting a lot of Malaysians. So the thing is this, when you look at death due to acute diseases, you notice that the age is getting less and less. People used to die at 80 years old. People used to then later start dying at 60 years old. Now you have people passing away at 35 years old, 28 years old, and even this. So deaths are getting earlier and earlier. And when you get scared or when you have a disease, when you come and find me, do you know what is the only thing I can do? I can only give you medication. So now the problem, let me share with you the problem that I face in medicine, okay, medicine in general. The main problem that I face is that I am only able to control your disease. So if you have high blood pressure, I give you medication. I can only control your blood pressure. I cannot help you to recover from the damage that the blood pressure has caused. For example, hardening of the vessels, kidney damage, heart damage. I cannot help you to regenerate from there. Basically, you can be controlled, but you cannot get well. If you have, for example, diabetes, I can give you insulin and I can control your blood sugar. So your blood sugar back to normal, but with medication support. I cannot help you get well. I cannot repair your pancreas. I cannot increase your insulin amount. I cannot fix the kidney damage or liver damage or even eye damage that has occurred because of all the high sugar. For example, heart attack. I can give you medication to control your blood pressure, to reduce the coagulation of your blood, to prevent another heart attack. But I cannot help you to get well. I cannot help you regenerate your damaged heart muscles. I cannot help you to regenerate your blood vessels. So that is the main problem that I face in my 12 years of trying to treat patients. And just now I said, the most common question that I get from patients is, Doctor, can I get well? And unfortunately, for 12 years, up until May this year, I can only tell them, sorry, I can only control. I cannot help you get well. So tonight, I want to share with you the reason why I say now there is an answer. I can say, yes, you can get well. So when we talk about getting well, we talk about regeneration. And when we talk about regeneration, the first thing that comes to mind is stem cell therapy. Stem cells, you understand it as the cells that are full of potential. They are able to differentiate into any type of cell in the body, which means to say that they can replace any damaged cell in your body. Problem with this, number one, it is very, very, very expensive. You have heard of stem cell therapies coming from human placenta or embryos. then later on animal placenta. There are even some research in stem cell therapy saying that they try to extract stem cells from the blood. There's even stem cells coming from plants. But all these things, very expensive. Then the problem is it works. So when it works, but it's very expensive, those who can not afford it, they have no other options. There's no way to regenerate. So for me, when I started looking into regenerative medicine, I found stem cell therapy. But stem cell therapy for me brought up another question. The way I understand it is that stem cells have to come from your own body. Meaning to say that if I take Gregory stem cells and put it into my body, and if according to what the stem cell companies are telling you, they will heal the damaged parts of your body. That means Gregory's cells are growing in my body. And if foreign cells grow in my body, I'm sure you know what that is. That is cancer. So that's very impossible. How can I expect other organisms, other animals, or other humans' stem cells to actually help me repair? But the thing is this, when I look into stem cell therapy, it works. Which is the main reason why so many people are still buying, still going for this therapy. So that led me further into research. What is it about these stem cells that can actually still provide this healing, regeneration function in our bodies? And the next step led me to peptide therapy. So you will see different type of peptides, out there. Peptide therapy is very widespread. So what are peptides? Peptides are actually short protein chains. So we know protein as a type of food, meat, chicken meat, that's protein, fish meat, that's protein. So, but protein does not have any function. It's just a very long chain of amino acids. And we know amino acids are the basic blocks. So what are peptides? Peptides are actually short protein chains. Okay? Now, what makes peptides so special? Because while we know that amino acids are the building blocks, they are like nutrition. And we know that protein is food. Peptides, on the other hand, has a function. So peptides are very small because they are smaller than proteins. They are smaller than the cell membranes of bodies. And so they can actually easily pass through them. So they are very easily absorbed. They are very easily passed into the body. And because they carry out functions, they can immediately generate that specific function for you. So I give you an example of a peptide. Did you know that insulin is a peptide? Insulin. So when you inject insulin, what happens? It is immediately absorbed into the body. It travels into the cells and it performs its function. Lower blood sugar. So once it has performed its function, it disappears. And you know that it does not have any side effect. The more insulin you take, the lower your blood sugar drops. The less insulin you take, the less your blood sugar drops. Simple as that. Another example of peptide that you will know of is actually hormone. So for example, thyroid hormone. Thyroid hormone, when you consume it, it goes into your body. It only has one function, increase metabolism. So it will be absorbed very quickly. It goes to every cell of your body and it stimulates the function, activates the function, increase metabolism. So increase activity. So for patients with hyperthyroid, which is the thyroid is very active, so too much thyroid hormone is being produced. you will see that they are very active, they are very alert, but the unwanted effect is that they will keep losing weight no matter how much they eat because the cells are too active already. Okay, so you see that the more hormones they are, the more the effect that you get. The less hormones they are, the less the effect you get, which is actually how peptides work. So the thing is this, if peptides are so good, how then should we take peptide therapy? So that leads me to my next line of research. What kind of peptides are suitable for me? If insulin is a peptide and insulin is so good, why are we having problems with insulin in KKM? You know why? Because the insulin that we use is not human. The insulin that we use comes from cows. It is bovine insulin. Okay? Of course, the best insulin is porcine, which is for pigs, but well, in Malaysia, the next best is cows, right? Just now, the other example I use is thyroid hormones. Did you know that the thyroid hormones that we use to treat patients are synthetic, which means to say that they are lab-made, they are man-made, and they are not the real proteins that is produced by the body. So this means that these peptides actually will have some form of side effect on the body because it is not the body's own peptides, see? And it is not active or it is not natural peptides. So what kind of peptides should I look for and how to get them? So here is the very interesting part. Listen carefully here. Did you know that there is a peptide that has been studied by Japan, and they have already published, they have found that consumption of this peptide will increase the growth factor level, the insulin-like growth factor 1 level. And we know that insulin-like growth factor 1 is just like a growth hormone, which means to say that it actually gives the effect or it gives the instruction to the cells to say, multiply, grow, regenerate. So if I can get the whole of this peptide, that means that I can regenerate. I can force my body to regenerate. Here is another peptide, also studied by Japan, which finds that the first one is actually the one with the peptide, and the second group is the one without the peptide. After 8 weeks of consumption of this peptide, they noticed that, what is this? This is the acceleration pulse wave index increase. And this acceleration pulse wave index actually measures the amount of blood vessels that are in our body. So if this peptide can increase this acceleration pulse wave index, it means that this peptide can actually stimulate our body to grow new blood vessels. So if I can increase more blood vessels, that means areas of the body that have low blood supply, lack of oxygen, I can actually repair them. I can send more nutrients and oxygen to those areas. Here's another peptide. Here's another peptide, also studied by Japan. It is the Valium tyrosine peptide. It's a dipeptide. And it has been found to have ACE inhibitory activity. And ACE inhibitors are one of the class of medication that we use to treat high blood pressure. Wow. So imagine if I can find this peptide, this natural peptide, instead of taking chemical medication for my blood pressure, I can have a natural peptide that can help me to control and lower my blood pressure. Whoa, wouldn't that be great? And here's another peptide. It's studied by Japan that is found, okay, comes from metals, found to reduce or prevent the amount of blood clots in the blood vessels, which means to say that unlike medications that we give like warfarin or dabigatran, this medication, this peptide prevents a blood clot only inside the blood vessels, which means to say that if you have an injury, coming out, it will clot uncontrolled bleeding, unlike the medication that has been proven to lower the. So, all peptides. I recently had a heart attack. So, if you come to see me, okay, if I use Gregory here, if you had a heart attack and then you get admitted to the hospital and then you come to see me, do you know what I will have to do? Number one, I have to give you antiplatelets. I have to make sure that your blood does not clot again. This is called prevention. I have to give you blood pressure medication. I need to lower your blood pressure because high blood pressure will stress out the heart. And that is all I can do. I cannot do anything else. If your heart attack is because you have a blocked heart blood vessels, I can maybe offer you bypass to do a major operation, put in another blood vessel so I can bypass the clot area so that your heart at least can still get some blood to function. But imagine this, if I can find the peptide to lower blood pressure, and I can find the peptide to prevent the blood clot formation, if I can find the peptide to grow new blood vessels, and at the same time find the peptide to get my cells to regenerate, wouldn't that be great, right? Now the thing is this, there is. So introducing SOP Subarashi, for me, this is the main product. This is the gold product under AFC, the best in my opinion. That actually contains all four of these peptides, all four of these patterns, the cell regeneration pattern, the new blood vessel growth pattern, the lowering blood pressure pattern, and also the prevention of blood clotting within the blood vessels pattern, all in one. Which means to say that I don't need to go around looking for salmon or going around looking for tomatoes and whatnot. I only need to buy and consume one product to get all these effects. Wow, isn't that great? So the thing also is that it is only 600 daltons, which means to say that it is smaller than all proteins. So nano-sized peptide means that it is easily absorbed. Once you put it into your mouth, it will pass through easily your mucosal membranes in the mouth, your cheeks, your tongue, your under your tongue, all the membrane areas full of blood vessels. These peptides will immediately pass through, enter your bloodstream, and immediately start providing their effect once they enter the cells. So isn't this great, right? So more peptides. Here's something that people who are advancing in age, getting old, they are worried about, because the older you get, the weaker your immune system becomes. You are more prone to diseases. And if your body's security guards cannot monitor properly your body cells, there will be some opportunistic cells will turn into cancer cells. And then the reason why elderly people have so high risk of getting cancer. So here's a peptide that has been studied by the Japanese that relates to an anti-tumor agent. So they came out with this. Let me explain this test to you, okay? Because for us doctors, we must see proof. We must have the test. So what they did was this. They take mice or rats, typhus, and they inject breast cancer cells into these mice. So the breast cancer cells will start growing in the mice. Okay, it developed into a tumor. So For group A and group B, they gave them food with this peptide. For group C, no peptide. And after 40 weeks, they measure the size of the tumor growth. And guess what? For those who were given the peptides, the tumor growth was slow. For those without the peptide, the tumor growth very fast. So this peptide actually can stimulate anti-tumor cells in the body to fight against the tumor. Wow. This one will help us with prevention, right? Here's another one. Also studied by the Japanese, and this peptide actually helps increase our white blood cells. So when we look at the white blood cell count for those who are given the peptide and those who are not given the peptide. So as they more 8 days, this is in days, after 8 days, you see that those without the peptide, the increase of the white blood cells is low. But those with the peptide, the increase of the white blood cells go much higher. So if you can stimulate and increase in activity and number of the white blood cells, that means you have more defense, you have more immunity. That means you can fight more diseases, okay? And it has been found also to help you fight against viruses. Like now, influenza virus, you can boost your white blood cells, you will probably be safer, right? And of course, this another peptide studied by the Japanese has found to be able to help protect the liver in people with hepatitis C. So we understand that people with a liver disease or liver infection, the liver enzymes will go up. So your AST, ALT, your LDH, everything will go up. But in patients who were given consume, you see that down. So that means that I have something to boost my immunity, protect my liver, and also help me to fight against cancer. How to fight against cancer? So this is something from Dr. Sukri Siagan, which actually I use this slide because not because I study what he claims, but actually because he lists out already all the things that I want to say inside here. So basically, I mentioned just now, the only way to fight cancer properly is for your body security guard to check regularly every cell, because any cell at any time can become cancer. It can spoil. So we have this security guard called NK cell, natural killer cells. And these cells are the ones that go around touching every single cell to know whether or not they are still healthy or they have turned to become cancer. If the natural killer cell detects a cell that has gone wrong, has a spoil already, this natural killer cell will kill that cell. So it does not have a chance to multiply and turn into a cancer or a tumor. Now the thing is this, if you are getting older, the number of security guard will reduce. Okay? And we have found that we have observed that patients who take this product regularly boost the natural killer cells. So just now, I mentioned that there are so many different patterns, right? For anti-cancer, anti-tumor, and also immune system boosting, liver protection. These are all the patterns available, proving that the contents in this product, Utsukushi AFC, will produce this effect if you consume the peptides that are contained in this product. So now the thing is this, when you take These peptides, it does not show you the effect. Boosting immunity does not give you a very obvious effect. So AFC company, very smart. They put in something that will give you an effect. So what did they put in? They put in salmon DNA. They included salmon DNA, which is very effective in improving the regeneration of skin. And most importantly, getting the skin to absorb collagen. You have to understand that if you consume only collagen and your skin is not healthy, it does not absorb the collagen. And if it does not absorb the collagen, there is no effect. There is no beauty. But if the skin is healthy, it is active, and you provide it with collagen, you will see a very great effect. So they included this salmon DNA into Utsukushi, and for people who consume Utsukushi, they are able to see a difference in the skin, a reduction of spots, pores, dry skin, and also some of the wrinkles. And if there is an effect on the skin, that means that all the effect of immune boosting and natural killer cell boosting is already there. Wow. So that is the great thing about Utsukushi. It also contains good bacteria, right? Probiotics that can actually help you with gut health, can help you improve your absorption. And finally, one more product I want to share with you all that is so good. This one, okay, we say that Japan do all the study, maybe got some biasness, but this product is not studied by the Japanese. This product is studied by the United States as well as the European countries. So here is their patent to show that this supplement can improve visual performance. And this supplement must contain lutein and zeaxanthin. This patent shows that found a method for treating eye diseases like nearsightedness, farsightedness, astigmatism, and a result of lutein and zeaxanthin, it is able to show that there is an improvement in all these diseases. Another one, this is from Europe. They studied using lutein to improve memory. From the United States, they studied using lutein to enhance the brain activity. And this is the best one. From Europe, they found an extract that improves the rate of neurogenesis, which is nerve growing. So, see again, study when they mark some of the brain out, but if you read the description that they say down here, basically it says that in the first picture, they mark the brain cells, and then they treated with spearmint extract. And then when they look again at these brain cells, they found that these brain cells were dividing. They were multiplying. Only a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, before COVID, if you ask any doctor, my family member got stroke, can recover or not? All the doctors will tell you, sorry, nerve cells, brain cells cannot grow again. So if they are damaged, that's it. We can try to rehabilitate you, but it's not going to be very effective. Today, I will tell you, they are all wrong. Spearmint extract peptide can stimulate neurogenesis. Means that contrary to the previous belief, your brain cells and your nerve cells can regenerate, can multiply, which means that you can recover from a stroke or from brain damage. Wow, that's so special about that. So, what product is this? Hikari from AFC. It contains all 5 of these patented peptides inside there to help you with your eye health, your memory, brain function, as well as help your brain to regenerate. It is also very small, 400 daltons, and contains a lot of antioxidants, specially formulated for anti-aging. Because we understand that the reason why we are all aging, having wrinkles, having stuck of this old man spots, having unhealthy skin, these are all because of oxidants. Every time we breathe, we live, we regenerate, we produce a lot of oxidants, and this damages further our tissues. If we put in antioxidants, we can reverse this damage, and we can reverse aging. This is what we call anti-aging. So we talk about the product, so good, it has been proven, it's been studied. So of course, let me share a little bit about the company that made it all happen. So AFC, Asayama Family Club in Japan. And AFC, you may not have heard it. You may not have heard about it in Malaysia. That's because AFC, they not really come out as a promoting company or a sales company. They're actually a pharmaceutical company, which means that they are a company doing research. So they stay in the background, they study different peptides, different medication, different substances, and they find things that can actually help us benefit. Previously, was studying things to treat diseases, and now they have found peptides that can actually help us regenerate as well as recover. So, AFC started actually as Honzo Pharmaceutical studying herbal medicine in 1831. It's about 190 plus years ago. And they also opened stores in Japan itself. So actually, if you try to search for AFC, you don't really find their products. That's because they don't really sell products. But they do sell their peptides. They sell their peptides. And if you Google marine placenta, you will see a lot of Japanese companies, so OEM. Okay, and in 1983 they came out with this medical research institution. In 2004, they actually supplemented and went on Tenko TV as a health TV station to educate the public. All right, and in 2018, they appeared in Indonesia. This story for a long time. You only need to know that since 2018, the Indonesian people have been benefiting from these peptides and benefiting from better health and regeneration. And finally, 2024, it entered Malaysia. And now currently it is being marketed in Malaysia, Singapore, even in the US and the UK. So the thing is this, there are many doctor testimonials from Indonesia, of course, because, well, it's been in Indonesia for 7+ years. But I will tell you tonight, Malaysian also has doctors that have studied these peptides, has researched into it, has used it, and are now very happy to explain and promote it to improve the health and regeneration of their patients, of our patients. I'm right here first. Okay, and it's also been listed in MIMS, okay, which is a medical formulary or informative reference. And the thing about MIMS is this: you cannot simply put something in MIMS. It has to be something that has a proven effect and is proven safe to use before it can be approved to put in MIMS. And we see here SOP Subarashi for regeneration, Utsukushi Go for anti-cancer and immune boosting, and Hikari for eyes, brain health and regeneration. It's all listed in MIMS as a supplement and adjuvant therapy, which means to say that I, as a doctor, besides treating you and trying to control your disease, I can also advise you to take AFC products as an adjuvant therapy concurrently to recover. Finally, you can get well. You can get better. You can get healthy. So of course, it is safe. Okay, it has been tested. It is halal, so there's no worries of Malaysians consuming it. All right, and it's all organic. There are no preservatives, no artificial flavors and colorings. Okay, and they are all the certificate by Japan companies to prove that this product is safe. Okay, of course, we have seen the studies, we have seen the theory. So you want to see the one of our patients who consume this product, right? For the life of me, I cannot remember his name. He's one of our doctors. Okay, never mind. All you need to know is he has nasopharyngeal cancer. So when he had the cancer and he was undergoing chemotherapy all the time, he was losing weight, he was unable to eat. And when you have cancer and you are undergoing chemotherapy, the immune system is so bad that he actually also grow fungus. Then he found AFC products. He started consuming it. According to him, he insisted to start consuming this even while he was in the ICU, while he was undergoing therapy. And then he took it, and you can see that the improvement is so good. Now he looks so young. He is fully recovered from cancer, and he is now one of the advocates for AFC products. Real life testimony. This is another which I like because you see that he is bald. 3 months later, you look at the amount of hair that is growing. So for those of you who have no hair, who have tried many different type of products and it does not show any effects, this is something you can consider because it does work. Okay, and of course, there are some testimonials because I deal with wounds as well. So there are some testimonials that can show skin repair, show wound healing, very quick wound healing. All right, and also regeneration while drying up. So this is actually very good. And for me, it's I'm looking not only into modern dressings, but now I'm looking to see whether or not I can actually help my patients recover faster by introducing them to peptide that can improve regeneration. Okay, and the thing is this, here are many examples, many pictures of people who consume food sushi with the secret ingredient salmon DNA, which actually help them to regenerate their skin. Okay, so now the thing is this, these are all examples. If you really want to see whether or not this will provide a real effect for you, I encourage you to actually get it, take your own pictures, consume it, and see the effects, see the benefits. A final testimony from my side. So the reason why I actually started looking into AFC products in peptide therapy, and the main reason why I purchased it was actually because my grandfather, 95 years old, diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. And at that point in time, in May, he was already having constipation, which means to say that the cancer was so big that it was blocking his intestine. So the only way to have remove fecal matter from the blocked intestine is by opening the stoma, which means I have to do an operation, open up the intestine, and get the waste matter out from there. And that is actually very traumatic. And as he is 95 years old, it was not recommended. So I introduced him to Utsukushi, all right, and SOP Subarashi. And he started consuming it. And he passed away last month due to age. But this is my testimony. From the time he started consuming Utsukushi until the time he passed away, he did not have constipation. Wow. So that's the main thing that I want to focus on. It actually helped him to fight against the cancer, to shrink it enough that his intestine did not remain blocked. Of course, if you want to say recover, he did not have enough time left in his lifespan to recover, but he is able to live until his lifespan without having to do an operation to open the stone. So of course, when he started taking Utsukushi, he started bleeding because the cancer shrink and the cancer ruptured. So he started bleeding. And so he was passing out a lot of melena. So I told him to add on SOP Subarashi for regeneration. And guess what? After 1 month, the stool from blackish blood stool turned back into brownish soft stool. So this is the power of peptides from my side. So here is something that can give your entire family health, energy, improving of your skin to look younger, to look more beautiful. And the main thing is it actually helps you regenerate from something that is unhealthy, something that is dying, to something that is living and vibrant again. So do you want it or not? If you do, please go ahead and get it. Contact the people who invited you to this talk. That will be the best way to get your hands on the peptides that can change your life. Recover or avoid chronic diseases.